I know. If anyone's planning to speak, if you want to just sign in ahead of time, you can. Thank you.
I ask you all please stand for the pledge?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everyone. Yeah, that'll help. Welcome to tonight's town board meeting. It is January 10th, 2023. First thing on our agenda tonight, we have two public hearings. I would ask the town clerk to read the first notice.
Notice of continuation of public hearing by the Town Board of the Town of Mount Pleasant to determine if the building or structure located at 354 Manhattan Avenue requires removal as a dangerous building or structure. This was in the Sunday, January 1st paper in the Journal News. Please take notice that the Town Board of the Town of Mount Pleasant, New York, will continue a public hearing at the Town Hall on January 10th, 2023 at 7:00 p.m. to discuss whether the structure located at 354 Manhattan Avenue within the town and identified on the town tax map as section 112.10, block 2, lot 53 is unsafe to the public and dangerous, requiring that the building be made safe and secure or removed immediately. Please take further notice that reports of the building inspector and outside architect who have inspected the property will be available for review in the town clerk's office. Please take further notice that at the public hearing upon said matter, an opportunity to be heard in regards thereto will then and there be given to those favoring passage of such proposal and also those opposed thereto.
Thank you. Anybody who wishes to speak on this is welcome to do so at this time. We also have our building inspector, Sal Pinelli, is here if there's any questions. I know that we've gone through all the process that we needed to go through to get to this point. It's a matter of the town board approving it and moving forward with the removal of the structure. Anybody wish to speak on this?
Hi.
Good evening.
Did you sign in?
Yes, I did.
Okay, thank you.
Gina Harwood, 346 Manhattan Avenue. I'm here to express my full-hearted support that the building gets taken down. It is an eyesore. It is unsafe. We can only imagine what is in there. And I know all my residents on the block feel the same exact way. And my only question right now is I really don't know what the status is. Are we moving to take it down? Is that where we're going? Has a decision been made?
That's what the decision is tonight, to remove it.
And we are 100% support.
Thank you.
I know that in talking with the building inspector, the first process will we have an animal control person going to go in there, remove any animals that may be in there so that it's safe. We don't want it starting to tear the building down and you have all kinds of things running around. So the building will be cleaned out prior to the building being torn down.
Thank you. Victor Netry, 348 Manhattan Avenue. Those were my questions. I was just concerned about the animals and assuming that the house is full of mold and asbestos. That that is a hazard to the neighborhood, and it will also support removal of the building. Okay, thank you.
Very good.
Is there a timetable? Is there a current timetable? Do we know?
I don't, we have a date from the demo company.
ASAP.
As soon as we approve it, we'll move forward.
First, the animal control will have to come in. We'll have to probably give him about a week to set traps, and then once he gives me the okay and says that the inside, it's clear. In the demolition permit process, the contractor will do the asbestos report. We'll have the utilities disconnected, and then the building will come down. The contractor will have it down in one day and go on.
The time to get time to get the animals out and the time to disconnect Con Ed, gas, electric takes a little time.
It
though.
does.
But hopefully in the next couple
contract-
weeks.
The quality pros, the exterminators go in who we use here for town hall. He's going to go right in and set traps. He told me he needs at least a week to go back in, see what happens, track what he can, get it out of there. He's gonna set traps around the property, around the house, in the house. And then when he says to me that it's clear to go, then in the process, we'll be doing the disconnects. And then the only last thing will be is the machine comes in and then we knock the house down and take it away. And pretty much in a day, he can do it in one day.
I have just one question,
We want everybody in town to hear you.
What's that?
We want everybody in town to hear what you have to say.
My only thing, is it possible, I don't know if you're planning to do this, is just let the neighbors know the date it's gonna be done, maybe a flyer could be put in their doors and their mailboxes, so they're prepared, you know, small animals, children, I don't know, just like that they're aware that it's happening, especially since there's a lot of creatures inside. If that's possible, just on their, put on their mailbox.
What I'll do is I'll draft a letter to everybody around. I'll have my guys go out, we'll post them, we'll put them in your mailboxes on the schedule. Once I know when the exterminator's going in, and then right after that, demolition.
All right, I'll make sure we
We'll
keep
let
our
you- we'll let
animals
you know
inside.
definitely.
Thanks.
Anyone else like to talk about this house and the vermin? Does the board have any questions?
No.
Yeah, we good.
Being no further speakers, I will entertain a motion to close this resolution, this public hearing.
So moved.
Motion by Lori,
Second.
second by Tom. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Once we get to supervisory report, we'll
Thank you for your amount.
you didn't do that with the
nice.
town budget.
Mr. Just so like everyone's aware, it takes a little time to do the process we did because the law requires you to actually, the previous law required you to go to the Supreme Court and petition the court to have the building removed as unsafe. Just last year, the law was changed, so we changed our law, 3 months ago to
Yeah.
move this along. So that's why it's taken a little time, but you just can't knock someone's property down without notice. So we have to, there's all these notices you have to do under the law. So it took a little time, but I think ultimately it's the safe thing and right thing to do, especially for the neighborhood.
Thank you.
Next item is the resolution for furtherance of the extension of the Kensico Water District. I'll read the town clerk, I'll give you a minute to,
A lot of people are there. It's the first time we got clapped. I loved it. Look at that.
Going to that house there.
I know.
Going to that house there.
You can come up and speak.
can't hear you.
She wants to know if the property will then be for sale.
The next step in this is, I believe it's going to be going into a foreclosure proceeding.
Well, it's a separate issue. The one issue is taking the house down is unsafe. The next issue is they're delinquent in taxes going back a number of years. So that's also a long process through the state court system. The in rem tax foreclosure proceeding has begun. It will take some time where we can get an actual judgment of foreclosure. Then a referee has to be appointed and a sale will have to occur. So at that point, there'll be an auction for the property. So yes, I don't see it happening in the next few months. It just takes long for the courts to move. And the town and any sale will get fully reimbursed in its back taxes and penalties and interest. So taxpayers won't lose out on that. But yeah, it will happen. It's probably 6 months to a year though before the sale would occur. Well,
Mr. Chefazada, will we also be reimbursed for the demolition? And
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you, everything.
yeah, the demo costs will be placed on the tax bill also, and all the expenses we've had to date, including publication, all that, all the issues will be on the tax bill. And we'll talk to the tax receiver on that.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Next item is the extension of the Kensico Water District. This is in the Rolling Hills section of town. Emily's going to read just the resolution. There's a number of pages that detail this resolution. All this information will be available in Emily's office if anybody wants to get into it.
Do we want to do the public hearing notice to start? Okay, yeah. Sorry.
Well, that's the part that's 7 pages, so I'll spare everyone.
No, the notice, just the quick notice that adding the 41
It's all in
houses to
there.
the district.
So skip down to the notice part, you're saying?
Yeah, just the notice part.
Okay. This was also in the Sunday, January 1st paper. Resolution/order of the Town Board of the Town of Mount Pleasant to consider the extension of the Kensico Water District pursuant to the New York State Town Law, Section 209, and schedule a public hearing. Please take notice that the Town Board of the Town of Mount Pleasant, New York will conduct a public hearing at Town Hall on January 10th, 2023 at 7:00 p.m. to hear all persons interested in whether the Town Board should adopt a resolution extending the Kensico Water District to include the parcels identified in Exhibit 1. And please take further notice that if this resolution/order scheduling the public hearing is adopted, a copy of this order will be published at least once in the town's official paper, the first publication thereof not to be less than 10 nor more than 20 days before the day set therein for the hearing, as aforesaid, and shall also cause a copy thereof to be posted on the signboard of the town not less than 10 nor more than 20 days before the day designated for the hearing, as aforesaid. And please take further notice that at the public hearing upon said proposed resolution, an opportunity to be heard in regards thereto will then and there be given to those favoring passage of such proposed local law and also those opposed thereto.
Thank you. At this point, the public hearing is open. This has been an ongoing, we've had this discussion about this water district for quite a few years. It's been a tough spot for a number of the residents up in that area. Some wells have run dry, and there's been other issues, but we're finally, this is another thing where government takes you so long to get anything accomplished, the legal part of it and everything else. But we're finally getting to the point now where we're moving forward with installing the mains and getting this extension completed. Anybody wishes to make any comments is welcome to do so at this time. Hopefully we've answered some of your questions over the years, and I think you've seen some of the work has already started, and the water department and their team is running all the mains and all.
Carl, just for the public, the New York State town law, it's not our local law, has a lot of arduous requirements to extend a water district like this. And in terms of notice, in terms of plans, in terms of costs, et cetera. So that took some time. Then it takes some time to design it. So that's why it's been taking a little while, but we're at the goal line right now. If you pass the resolution tonight to approve this, subject to a 30-day referendum, this will happen.
You know, Board of Health requirements also.
Board of Health requirements, design, yeah, and ultimate construction. Yep.
If the board has no further questions or comments, I would entertain a motion to close this hearing.
So moved.
Motion by Danielle,
Second.
second by Jerry. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to the supervisor's report. This is the authorization to remove an unsafe building located at 354 Manhattan Avenue, which we previously discussed. This resolution will move us forward on the demo and the cleaning out of the house.
Move for approval, please.
Motion by Lori.
Second.
I think Tom's got it. Second by Tom. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is resolution approving the extension of the Kensico Water District to include the specified parcels located on Hilltop Lane and Grandview Lane, which we just previously discussed.
Move for approval?
Motion by Jerry,
Second.
second by Danielle. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. So that ball is in motion. Next item is purchase order 122302, 2023 HR services with public sector HR consultants. Details of that. The agreement we have with public sector HR consultants for the year is $66,600 plus travel expenses as incurred. We have found this to be a very worthwhile investment in handling our civil service, our union, a lot of different negotiations. So, and we're happy to have Ian Lohner as our HR representative.
I'll make a motion for approval, please.
Motion by Tom,
Second?
second by Danielle. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is authorization to adopt the updated employee handbook effective January 11, 2023. Our HR consultant had gone through this and made the necessary updates. Some of the updates were included, not limited to the 600 compensation, 700 employee benefits, 800 compliant policies, and attached in our minutes, we'll have a copy of the entire employee handbook.
Move for approval, please.
Motion by Wari,
Second.
second by Jerry. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is authorization is sought to restore Madeline DiOrentis to her permanent title of Office Assistant, Automated Systems, effective January 3rd, 2023, in accordance with the Westchester County Civil Service rules and requirements, salary and benefits dictated by the CSEA White Collar Collective Bargaining Agreement.
Make a motion for approval, please.
Motion by Tom,
Second?
second by Danielle. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is authorization for the town board to approve and ratify the memorandum of agreement between the town of Mount Pleasant and CSEA White Collar Unit modifying groups for the titles of intermediate account clerk, senior account clerk, and assistant building inspector within the existing grade structure, which is Exhibit A in the agreement of the CSEA White Collar Collective Bargaining Agreement, effective January 11, 2023.
Move for approval, please.
Motion by Wari,
Second?
second by Danielle. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is our investment report. The current rate of interest is 3.95%.
Wow.
Finally.
Town board minutes on file are November 7th and 22nd, December 13th. Now we move on to business before. Anybody who wishes to address the town board on any town business is welcome to do so.
Did you sign in?
I did.
Okay, thank you.
All right, I wrote down some notes. It's the teacher in me, so I'm just going to kind of read off of this, okay? Good evening, my name is Victoria Donahue, and I live at 540 Marietta Avenue. I am here tonight to voice my concerns about finding out last week that an Airbnb is being run across the street from our house. Just to give you a little background, I've been a New York City school teacher for 15 years, my husband a New York City firefighter. We have some of our neighbors here with us tonight. We moved up here in 2012 when I was pregnant with our first child. One of the main reasons we ended up choosing Mount Pleasant was for the sense of community. We felt each time we came up here to watch one of my nieces or nephews play in Sherman Park or ASO. So we've been a part of the community, even though only 10 years physically as a resident, long before that from other family members. Anything we attended, we were introduced to people that were down to earth, hard workers, and valued the community in which they were a part of. Fast forward to now, and we love that we are a part of Mount Pleasant and that we call it home. We continue to meet the same people with the same type of values in this town. We have neighbors in our street who, like I said, are sitting here tonight, and they are as much family as our own. We are the type of neighbors whose children, and I think we had counted there's 17 on our block alone, who go in and out of each other's houses. You know, we put each other's kids on and off the bus. They ride bikes up and down the streets. I can go on. I think you get the point. So as you can imagine, when we found out about an Airbnb being run in our town, let alone on our street, it didn't sit well with us. One of the main reasons being the safety of our children. Cars parked in the street, parties that can take place there, people that we don't know. They're not our neighbors. They're transient and in and out, and I think they can stay for 2 days and then leave, or they can, So we believe Mount Pleasant is one of the best places to live and raise a family, and we don't see the benefits to having an Airbnb in our town, and in fact that it could potentially be detrimental to the close-knit type of community that we are. We urge you to potentially pass legislation against this to keep our neighborhoods safe. And thank you for your time in addressing this issue.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you
Thanks.
for stepping up. We appreciate
Thanks
your
so much.
input.
I think it became a surprise to many of us to find out we even had Airbnbs in our town. And we are very cognizant of this issue, and none of our board members are in favor of allowing B&B in our town. We are not in favor of any short-term rentals of any kind. We are looking into now some legislation that will be passed shortly, not tonight, but in the very near future, restricting this, not allowing it in the town of Mount Pleasant. So I can guarantee you that whatever we have to do to stop it and keep it from going forward, we will make sure that happens. Any board member wants to add to that, they're welcome to do so.
I think the supervisor mentioned that no one here sitting here with my colleagues, I think we're just looking to our attorney for the language that we will put in place in the next, I hope, within the next few weeks. But please keep us abreast if there's any issues with that particular location. I have heard from someone in Valhalla with the same concerns. Again, we value our community as much as you do. As you know, we sat here for quite a few months reviewing a master plan to keep Mount Pleasant the way it is. The residential areas will not be touched, and we move forward with that commitment to you. Thank you.
Is there anything further we can do while, in the meantime?
I would just keep us abreast of any issues that you happen to see. We're looking into that particular property. We'll make sure that that does not continue. If anything else comes up, just let us know. Our residents are our eyes and ears. We're out there also, but we don't see everything. And like I said, I was surprised to hear we even had one in town. And I think we have more than one, so that's what we have to address.
So I have a question for the town attorney. I'm opposed to it too, and I was a firefighter too. Yeah, Bronx, Manhattan guy, but Darius, what's the time period for us to adopt the legislation?
We
Change
can
it?
do one of two things. I can look at draft the legislation for the next meeting. You can call for the public hearing in January 24th for the first meeting in February, or we can call for a public hearing tonight if you want for the next meeting, and I can have it all drafted and noticed with Emily by next week. So then we can pass on the 24th. It's up to you on the timing, but it's either 2 weeks or 4 weeks.
You want to do the,
Calling a public hearing
yeah,
tonight?
why would you just do
I
it?
think we
Let's
should.
just
Yeah,
vote.
let's
Is that
Yeah,
okay?
get it going.
I agree.
Have
Yeah.
to create a resolution number.
Let us.
We'll put it on top of the pile and get it done the next couple days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been looking at some samples of
Yeah.
other municipalities, and
Yeah, when we talked about it last week at the work session, I went back and looked at a few municipalities that prohibit them. So we have some good legislation just to plug in. It'll take, a little while, but we'll have it ready for the next meeting.
So
what
that
do
would
we-
be the 24th?
I believe that's the Tuesday, right?
Yes.
So what do you want us to do now?
If you could take a motion to call for a public hearing for January 24th related to amendments to the town code to prohibit Airbnbs and other short-term rentals, and also potentially removing existing legislation that allows roomers and boarders. I believe that is section,
Yeah.
1853.
which one?
21853.
21853. So that'll be the motion to call for the public hearing on that.
so resolution 49-24 would call for a public hearing on January
24th.
24,
Yeah, but I have 50, 23,
50?
23.
That's the number.
Yeah, 'cause the
Resolution number.
So it'll be
1523.
5023?
Yep.
Okay.
Could we say so moved based on the recommendation and there
Yeah,
The way
based
you-
on my statement, that could be the motion.
You'll take a motion to move forward
I'd
with.
like to take a motion to move forward based on the town attorney's recommendation for the public hearing,
For January
January
24th.
24th.
January 24th.
Motion by Tom,
Second.
second by Danielle. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
I got a question.
Thank you for moving this forward.
And thank you.
Sure.
Sure, come up, please.
Darius, you're under the gun now. to get-
I'm on the clock.
Give you the big bucks for it.
Sorry, there's
Did you
people at
sign
home
in?
watching, so that's why we make you come up.
So with regard to this particular property,
Can you just state your name and address, please?
Nicole Otto, 547 Marietta Avenue. With regard to this particular property, this property is owned by one person and he is leasing it to another person. And the lessee is subletting the property. So if this motion were to carry and this would not be allowed in the town, how would that interfere with the lease agreement that the owner has with the renter?
He can lease the property.
Yeah, yeah, he
But
can
he
lease the
can't
property, but he
sublet.
can't have short-term leases of less, it'll be, usually the laws, I'm gonna look at a few more, or you can't lease for less than 30 days, is what they had. I'll look at some others. We could make it 60, I just wanna look at it closely, and that'll eliminate the short-term renter, the transient renter. But the ultimate lease between the owner and the lessee is still probably valid, I haven't seen it, but he won't be able to sublease it for a short period of time, which would get rid of the Airbnb, VRBO issues.
Okay, so then there would be no interference. He would just have to continue paying his landlord.
Either
And-
that or his landlord has his remedies, but yeah.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Would you
And then
mind
there'll be
just signing in
enforcement.
if you didn't?
There'll be enforcement by the building department. Ultimately, if you see transient, you believe it's Airbnb, you see it online after the law is passed, you can notify the town, and then there'll be enforcement by the building department, and then potentially a court summons and the like. Well,
Anyone else have any business in the floor they'd like to talk about? We'll move on then to our town clerk's report.
Thank you. Town Clerk's Agenda, January 10th, 2023, Town Board Meeting. Announcement, 2023 parking permits will be available beginning January 17th, and those will go into effect on March 1st. You can find more information on the Town Clerk Department page on the town website. And you can always call my office if you have any questions. Continuation of public hearing to determine whether the building or structure located at 354 Manhattan Avenue requires removal as a dangerous building or structure. And consideration of resolution in furtherance of the extension of the Kensico Water District and public hearing pursuant to Town Law Section 209. Received and filed the 2022 annual report of the town historian, the 2022 annual report of the Board of Assessment Review, and one notice of claim, Paul Signorelli versus the Town of Mount Pleasant.
Item 3 would be referred to our town attorney.
Thank you.
Moving on to our council reports. Councilman Siliano.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. I have a new committee, the Controller's Memo for you this evening, ladies and gentlemen. The following claims are submitted for town board approval. From the Justice Court, Carr R. Anderson, $3,250. Precise Translators LLC, $1,240. The total for this category is $4,490. From the Controller, New York State Government Finance, $415. From the Receiver of Taxes, PCI LLC, that's for $728. Central Mailing is the category, JT Graphics Incorporated, $5,937.48. From Youth Programs, Denise Danzis and Jennifer Nicolia, $1,701. From the category of Youth Programs, $3,402. From Highway Machinery, Commercial Tire and Recapping Company, $7,434. Deal and Sons Incorporated, $1,688.54 and $1,704.10. Granger Incorporated, $1,506.94, and we had a credit from a demolition of $781.57. The total for that category is $11,552.01. From Kensico Capital Projects, Amazon Capital SVC, $209.97. Mount Pleasant Consolidated Sewer District, $602. Joint Water District Fund, $903. Old Farm Hill Water District, $175.75. And Mechanical Water District Number 1, $3,655.09. And the grand total, ladies and gentlemen, is $32,071.11. It's signed Mr. Brian Keneally. He's our controller. I respectfully ask the board for a motion of approval for the controller's memo, please.
Motion by Tom,
Second.
second by Lori. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
I thank you very much. I believe that's all I have this evening, and have a very good evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Zano, I believe you have the night off. Councilman Schulman.
Yes, good evening. Thank you, Mr. Supervisor, fellow board members, and Mount Pleasant residents. My report this evening is from the Parks and Rec Department. We're going to begin this evening with a purchase order number 70-23-01. This is a Ford F-350 truck, and it's a pickup truck with plow, liftgate, and this price is per the Westchester County contract, and it is part of our 5-year capital improvement bond, and the total cost for this particular truck is $62,446. Move for approval, please.
Motion by Jerry,
Second.
second by Danielle. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, my second item this evening is this is from, also from the Park Superintendent, John Petroselli. Purchase order 70-23-02, and it's Ford F-550 truck. Again, the same, it's from the Westchester County contract, it's part of our 5-year capital improvement bond. The vendor is Hempstead Ford Lincoln Mercury Motors Corporation, and the total cost is $92,558. Move for approval, please.
Motion by Jerry,
Second.
second by Tom. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
All right, my third item, just waiting for the computer to,
Guess a little slow.
it's a little slow tonight. There we go. This is from our Recreation Supervisor, Elizabeth Lynn Salato, and it's purchase order 70-23-03. It's Camp Doc registration software for our camp. The Recreation Department is seeking approval to purchase Camp Doc software, BDA, Doc Network. Total price $7,920. We've been using this software since 2020 for camp registration and the storing of camper health information. And this software is accepted by the Westchester County Health Department regarding electronic signatures. We consider this a sole source provider, and the vendor is Doc Network, Inc. And again, the total cost is $7,920. Move for approval, please.
Motion by Jerry,
Second.
second by Lori. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Next purchase order is from Doug Scott, our Superintendent of Recreation. It's purchase order number 70-23-04. This is a Vermont System Software. This system software is purchased yearly by Recreation and Parks for online registration software. The total amount is $5,729.83. Our Recreation and Parks Department uses this software to register all participants for our programs. And the vendor is RecTrack LLC. And again, the total costs $5,729.83. Move for approval, please.
Motion by Jerry,
Second.
second by Danielle. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
The next resolution is from Elizabeth Lencellato again, Recreation Supervisor. This is an authorization to adjust our Italian instructors' rate of pay effective January 11th, 2023. This resolution 138-22 goes from the adjusted rate of pay from 70% of the residents per rate per participant to 80% of residents rate per participant. The adjustment is due to the increased costs of the instructor for materials as well as required liability insurance, and again will be effective beginning January 11th, 2023. Move for approval, please.
Motion by Jerry,
Second.
second by Tom. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
And my final item this evening, again, is from Elizabeth Lencellato, Recreation Supervisor. This is the authorization to adjust the rate of pay for Gaga Renters, LLC, effective January 11th, 2023. The Recreation Department is requesting authorization to adjust the rate of pay approved in Resolution 138-22 for Gaga Rentals from 80% of residents' fee to the below specified rates per program. The recreation program is 80% of participation fee collected from program. Parents' night out, school break, workshops, and special events, $60 per coach per hour. And the developmental basketball league, $35 per coach per hour. And again, this adjustment will be effective January 11th, 2023. Move for approval, please.
Motion by Jerry,
Second.
second by Danielle. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
And I just have a few announcements from the Parks and Recreation Department. I'd like to share that the adult basketball program started this week at the community center. We have 2 leagues and a total of 12 men's teams this season. Also, the Pleasant Seniors of Mount Pleasant Club is having their 52nd anniversary this year. The club meets every Thursday from 11:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the community center, and the club is open to anyone 55 or over. If you're interested in joining the club, you can call the Recreation Department for more information. And my last item is the Recreation Department has begun accepting applications for camp counselors and lifeguards for the 2023 season. Applications are posted online on the Recreation and Parks website. That'll be all. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Smalley.
Well, good evening, Mount Pleasant residents. This is brand new for me, so here we are. My report is from the Highway Department. The first item is from David Barker, Director of Fleet Operations, with Richard Benquit, Superintendent of Highways. It's purchase order 50-23-01, two 2023 Ford F-350s with plows, lift gates, and attached equipment. This is an order that is being placed where the total cost is $124,892. Pricing per the Westchester County contract. Please move for approval.
Motion by Warren,
Second.
second by Tom. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. The next item from Richard Benquit, Superintendent of Highways, is purchase order 50-23-02, the Burton Road Project. The vendor here is Peter J. Landy. The unit price for the Burton Road Project is $149,750. Move for approval, please.
Motion by Warren,
Second.
second by Jerry. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. The next item is purchase order 50-23-03, Larry's Lane Project. Again, the vendor is Peter J. Landy. The amount for this estimate is $109,188. Move for approval, please.
Motion by Lori,
Second.
second by Tom. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Again, from Richard Benquit, Superintendent of Highways, a check covering the bond amount for the following curb cut permit has been forwarded to the Office of the Comptroller for deposit in the escrow account until the work being performed under the bond has been completed and the road restored to the satisfaction of the Superintendent of Highways. The curb cut permit is number 1497. The name is JBL Homes LLC. The bond amount is $540 for work being performed at 14 Stevens Lane in Valhalla. Move for approval, please.
Motion by Lori,
Second.
second by Danielle. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
The last item is from David Barker, Director of Fleet Operations, along with Richard Benquit, Superintendent of Highways. It's an authorization for a hire. They are requesting authorization to hire Antonio Gentili III of Scarsdale as a full-time automotive mechanic at the Central Garage. His salary will be based on the current union agreement. If approved, pending a physical exam and pre-employment drug test, this will be effective on Monday, January 23rd, 2023. Move for approval, please.
Motion by Lori,
Second.
second by Tom. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you all very much. That's the end of my report for the evening.
Thank you. Darius, I don't believe we have anything from a
We
town
do not,
attorney
no.
today. Thank you. Moving on to our schedule of meetings, our next work session will be Tuesday, January 17th at 7 p.m. Business session will be Tuesday, January 24th at 7 p.m. If there be no further business, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by Tom,
Second?
second by Jerry. Tom and Jerry. Meeting adjourned. Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you very
Good
much.
night.
Thank you.